I've talked about this book before, about a good book for learning electronics. It's also a ham radio book, so maybe you'll get interested in that as well. It's called the ARRL Handbook for Radio Communications, and it's a pretty thick book, right? It's about 2 inches thick, and so yeah, pretty heavy. So it comes out every year, and they do vary, but the section about how electronics works is always at the beginning and doesn't really change too much from year to year. So you can get an old one real cheap used. They are a bit expensive new. This was a 2021. And today in the mail, I went and plunked some cash down and bought the official new version. Now, the ARRL is celebrating 100 years, so they've come up with a new version. And let me show you this. So it's almost twice as thick as the old one. So yeah, this one has a whole bunch of stuff in it, right? And it's not just one volume. It's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books. It also comes in a version that's a hardbound version because of the 100-year celebration. It comes in a hardbound version, but I didn't want a huge hardbound book. That would just break my neck. So I went and bought the one that had a whole bunch of individual books. But yeah, let's see what's new. Get the wrapper off here. This is actually cheaper to buy it on Amazon than it was through the ARRL, even being a member. So that was kind of disappointing. Anyway, I think I paid $62 for this set. So volume 1 says it's Fundamentals of Radio Electronics. And so, yeah, this is the part that I encourage everybody to go through to learn some electronics, not all electronics, but some electronics. So this is just kind of a beginner's, how does electronics work? I've gone through this before, but how do oscillators and filters and, resistors, capacitors, everything you want to know. You can start on page 1. Some people really misunderstood my video on how to learn, and I just picked a random subject. But if you're going to learn electronics, start on page 1, please. Don't try to jump in. All right. Volume 2 is Principles of Radio Technology. So how does radio work, right? What are different types of modulations, frequencies? But it has all the stuff that you'd be interested in, even if you never do ham radio. It's got power supplies and filtering and all kinds of stuff in here as well. Okay. Volume 3, Principles of Radio Technology, Part 2. So once again, lots of ham radio specific stuff, but I tell you, you can learn a lot by other stuff. I always say that ham radios are one of those technologies where it has everything in it from 1 gigahertz to audio, right? Or DC. It just has everything inside. You can learn all about all kinds of stuff. Even if you're just into music, you can learn about, speakers. You can learn about preamplifiers, microphones. You can just learn all kinds of stuff from ham radio. Volume 4, Radio Propagation and Antennas. So this is all about how those little wigglies go through the air and can go all the way to the other side of the Earth, bounce off the ionosphere and stuff. So also goes through transmission lines. I've talked a lot about that on my channel, about how transmission lines work, quarter wave matching and all that kind of stuff. Radio propagation, vertical and horizontal antennas, all that kind of stuff is in here. Safe practices and station construction. So this is great if you're starting out. How do I ground my station? How do I worry about maybe lightning? What type of things do I need? Soldering irons and tools and stuff. That's going to be in this one. And then this one, I don't know if this is new or not. It says test equipment, troubleshooting RFI, and then the index. So I guess the index is here at the end. But the rest of it, EMI, shielding, troubleshooting and maintenance. You can build some homemade test equipment in here. Field strength meter. How to create little sniffers made out of wire and stuff. Bridge circuits. Spectrum analyzers. Choosing a spectrum analyzer. There you go. Yeah, so I've been going to be really interested have something to put me to sleep with at night. Anyway, yeah, the new one for this year, which is twice as thick as the old one. Wow, amazing! If you didn't think it was thick enough, it's thicker now.